Hey, welcome everybody to the 40 Finance channel. My name's Jeff Beers. Today we're going to look through the stocks that I've been buying back in March here into the start of April. It's been a wild month in the stock market with, I would say, like more pullbacks than green days. So I've been trying to nibble around a little bit, lower my cost basis on positions that I already hold. So let's jump in and take a look at what I did. All right, first stock on the board is BFT, Foley Trasimine Acquisition Corp. This has turned into Paysafe. So I'm flipping over here to the Paysafe screen. Believe it turned over on the 31st. I didn't see it updated in my investing account until April 1st, but here we are with Paysafe Limited. And on BFT, I sort of have to like toggle back and forth because Paysafe doesn't have the chart for year to date here. And when we saw the market kind of melt down a little bit, my average cost basis was about $15 in this one. And I bought a couple lots. It looks like a total of 100 additional shares on 3/4 and 3/3. So let's see if we can find those dates. I'm guessing they're down here. 3/3. Yep, I bought one lot, small lot of 10 at $14.80. And then on 3/4, we had a lot more downside, and I bought 90 shares, 40 at $14.27. and 50 at $13.08. All right, next stock on the board is Amazon, and I bought one whole share of Amazon for a price of $29.95. This was on 3/8, and I think that was a pretty down day for the market. Let's see if I can find it. 3/8 right here, and the price that I paid was $29.95.39. And this was something that I did to lower my cost basis on Amazon, which sits about $31.40, something like that. So it was a nice find to get it under $3,000. All right, next stock I bought was Enphase Energy. Just a few lots here, just sort of picking at it. My cost basis was very high for Enphase. I can't remember. I want to say it was like $192, $195. I've had to manage down on this a couple times. It's not been a good return for me, but I still believe in the company. I bought 8 shares total. Looks like 5 on March 4th for a price of $157.86. Then on March 8th, which I'm guessing is down here, I bought 3 shares at $137.20. And then finally on the 23rd, I bought 3 shares at $156. So I guess that's actually a total of 11 shares total that I bought in the month of March for Enphase Energy. All right, next up is Etsy. And I just bought 4 shares of Etsy on March 4th when the market was down. This again is just adding to my holdings. I paid $191.63 at some point in the day on March 4th. And this actually rose my cost basis for Etsy, but it is a stock I'm excited about. I sit at about $139. We'll take a look at the full portfolio here in a little bit. But with Etsy, I just am a strong believer, and anytime I see it dip, certainly close to 190, I'm going to be interested in just adding a couple shares to expand my position. All right, next up is Magnite, and turns out Magnite is a new position for me. This was a stock that unfortunately I've been watching since the $20 mark or so, and it went up quite a bit here in February. So I've been waiting for it to come down because they've had some additional revenue and earnings forecasts come in. This is a company that is similar in some ways to the Trade Desk in that they manage advertising inventory for their clients. Very intriguing company, very small, but it's something that I happen to be familiar with, so I decided to buy in. I started my position on March 15th. Let's see if we can find that. March 15th, and 25 shares at $46.77. And like all good times that I buy stocks, it went down after that. 324. So March 24th, I bought 10 more shares at 42.20. And then on March 26th, I bought 5 more shares at 39.96. So I think that puts me in the neighborhood of $45 or so. I'll have to check at the last screen. I'll let you know where I'm at on Magnite. All right, next up is Palantir. And this was another one that started to dip below, far below my cost basis. So I picked up some. I came into the month at about $27, I believe. And let me rattle off all these buys. It looks like I bought a total of 50 shares throughout the month, starting on 3/17. So 3/17, let's find it. 3/17 is right there. I got 20 shares at 24.62. Then on 3/18, the very next day, I got 5 shares at 24.52. And on the 23rd, 5 shares at 23.45. Then on the 24th, 10 shares at 22.93. And on the 26th, I bought 10 shares at 22.44. All right, next up is Square. Square's one I really want to hit closer to the $200 mark. So this was just me averaging down again. Looks like on 3/4, which is right here, I bought in just a couple shares, 5 shares at 224. And then on 3/8, it went down even more. I got 2 shares at 211. That actually went down even more than that. So a little disappointing on trying to catch that one. Then on 3/24, I got 5 shares at 215. So not too bad on Square. I mean, it had peaked all the way up to 276 in February for no really explainable reason. So, getting around in here, I should have got more at 200. Probably should have tried to buy some more through the end of the month, but I just stopped when I did because I don't have endless resources. And frankly, Square's probably still overvalued at $200, to be quite honest with you. But I was happy to pick up some shares. All right, Taiwan Semiconductor. This is one that I added to an existing position just to build it out more. This is another one like Etsy that I purchased above my original cost basis. And I bought 5 shares on March 4th, which was right here. And my 5 shares came in at $119.96. And that is all I bought for TSM for this month. All right, last on the list is Unity Software, a total of 10 shares that I was adding to. I believe my original cost basis was like $113 or $14 for this one. So I found a couple deals under that price. On 3/4, we got 5 shares at $102. And then on 3/23, I bought 5 shares at $97.56. Anytime Unity goes under 100, certainly closer to the 90s, I'm probably just going to pick off a couple shares here and there. This is a high-risk stock in terms of valuation. So with Unity, it's one I'm taking a chance on, and I'm looking forward to building it up, probably over the long term as they get closer and closer to hitting their revenue goals and earnings per share goals. All right, so here's the total portfolio, 115,000. And you can see the Paysafe shows up. Paysafe, 200 shares at cost per share of $14.35. That one is basically flat for me from a total gain standpoint. Let's see if we can do this by market value. Okay. PayPal, no changes. I'm in at $187.39. It's been a good gainer. Visa, I'm in at $189. That's another basically fundamental hold for my portfolio. DraftKings in at $34.56, so that's one of my best performers. Etsy, 40 shares, $139.08 is the final cost basis. Doing good on that as well. Enphase is one of the losers so far. So Enphase 50 shares at an average cost of $181.58. So I have been effective at bringing that cost basis down, but I've got about 10% to go or so before I get back to par on that one. TJX, 105 shares, 48.08. That one will just kind of live in the portfolio. It's also a dividend stock, so it provides additional benefit. TSM, 55 shares, 92.29. Feel very good. If we had a larger market correction and TSM went under $100 again, I would definitely jump in and buy some more shares, and I still might do it. Rocket, I'm in at 1984. Missed the opportunity last month with Rocket when it hit 40 randomly, but I'm still up 14.67%. I also got that special dividend this month on 290 shares. Amazon, 2 shares, average of 31.46, barely breaking even on that one, but it's a long-term hold. Square, 27 shares, $216 average cost, and that's up a little bit, 5.88%. Tap, 100 shares, $34.58. This is a surprising winner for this year, and they will reinstate the dividend, so that will be nice. GBTC, Bitcoin Trust, bought it a long time ago at $9.90. That's my best stock that I still own. Unity Software, 35 shares, cost basis of $116, so not as low as I thought. I'm still up there at $116. SDC, it's had a rough couple weeks, but it doesn't matter for me. I got 300 shares, $7.64. Totally happy with it. Sabre, waiting for travel to get going, 200 shares at $11 per share. That one's doing well. I'm excited about the future. Paysafe, we talked about. This was BFT, 200 shares, $14.35. A little slow out of the gate, but it's a long-term hold. And then Palantir, 100 shares, $25.51. Actually down 10% on this one. So I will probably keep adding here and there to Palantir just to bring this 25.51 down. And then last on the board, new position, Magnite, 40 shares, $44.78. Not quite back to par on that one. Look for some more buying opportunities. All right, guys, so those are the stocks that I bought in March heading into April of 2021. And if you have any questions about why I bought what, when, how, happy to give you my take on it. Again, this is just me sharing the decisions that I made. It doesn't necessarily mean these stocks are going to go to the moon or anything like that. So, hey, if you like this video, please give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment below. We'll see you on the next one.